Okay, so I just wanted to quickly run through one more course so you can kind of, again, get to see how it's all, they're different and they're laid out different. I will say that there is not a lot of like crazy animation going on here. It's a lot of just research that they'll have to do, like going back into the lessons to get the answers and find out the questions and all of that kind of stuff. There are lab projects, there are activities that they can do which do pull in other websites where there's games and those kind of activities like that, but not a lot of animation going on here. So let me just show you real quick. So it's all set up like the same exact way, where you come in, you have your unit, you have your title, you have your summary, and
summary. Have you ever watched a sign language interpreter at a public event and thought, wow, what a beautiful and expressive language? Yes, sign language is an amazing visual language that is almost like a dance, with fine finger shapes, facial expressions, and...
So I'm not going to play all that for you, but that's how that goes, exactly like the other one. Let's take a look at, say, like lesson 2, since I'm here. Okay, so lesson 2 goes down. It has them warming up. It tells them to run through and practice these hand gestures, and then they come down, and this, they actually have her here where they can actually do it with her. Make sure that they're doing it right. They have their fingers placed correctly. And then they can go back and they can do it with her as many times as they want. If they want to go when they're home at night and they just say, oh, well, let me run through that again. They can go back to her and do it again. So she's there for them. And if you notice, there's mixed in with more reading. And so this is what the material looks like. There he is again. He's going to show them some of those. So that's how all the lessons are laid out. You have unit text questions. So let's see what that looks like. And you'll see that these questions are long and they're going to require the student to really engage and take time and research and look and find these answers. So there are, look at that, it's long questions. And then a discussion question too. So the student would, just like the last one, go to the next thing here, and you say show the Dropbox. They can either Google document it or put their answers here. They have to put the questions in there as well. And then of course we have the labs where they're asking for certain questions, and then you go to the Dropbox, same theory. They have the activity. They have an activity that's worth 15 points. And then you have to put this into the Dropbox as well, and they added that there for you. The next one is the Dropbox, where you can add that activity information and submit it to the teacher. They have a quiz, same thing, discussions to kind of like wrap the unit up. And then they go right into the other units. There's a final exam at the end. So as you can see, it's kind of like a mixture of the way that they give the material. I really do like that. I like that it's not so animated. I really do. I think that it's going to create a more deep understanding of the material that they're going over, instead of it all just being like fun and games. I mean, I think it's an interesting way that they put it, and they do have the game component to it, but it's not the main. Being entertained is not the main idea here. It's picking up the information and really learning it. And just to make a quick note, you see this here. So the teacher will have this all set up for them, the target date that they're supposed to, should be having this done by. And I know, like, when you're briefly going through it, it looks like, oh, they're going to be done that really quick. But there's a lot to do. I mean, there's a lot of questions to go back. They'll have to go back into the lesson and look for answers. So there is some meat to this. It looks like it may not be, but it is. And so, yes, so then let's just go back just as a reminder. That little house sign is the home the dashboard of the student, and then that is where all their classes will be logged in here. Here's the announcements where if the teacher is talking to them, this is what they'll get. The teacher is responsible for feedback. The teacher is responsible for grading. They say that the teachers work in all different ways, so it kind of like depends on the teacher. The teacher may film a little video and send it over to them and give them the feedback that way. They may simply, connect with the student via text or email or through the system here. I guess it depends on the teacher and the student and how they're comfortable in making that communication happen. So I'm hoping that this gave you a little bit better insight to what we're trying to do here. And again, if you are at all interested in a certain in particular class, all you have to do is send over to me which class that it is, and I will actually send you a more detailed syllabus of what the class entails. And it actually breaks it down unit by unit, what they're going to learn and all that good stuff. And then if you need the required material that I sent out prior, I can get that for you as well, and then that way you can see if you are ready and prepared to take a course. Just want to say that this is totally up to everyone, whether or not they do this or not. This is kind of something I'm really just doing for the students' benefit. The school is making no profit whatsoever from this. We just really wanted the kids to be able to have access to a bunch of information that we could not bring in for them in-house. So with that said, if you want more details, please just reach out. Just let me know what course they're interested in. I'll send you the syllabus and the class details, and then you can let me know if you want to sign up for it. It was $280 for the class, and that usually is about a semester. I'm using that term pretty loosely because I don't know, one student may work through it faster than another student, but as long as they're done with this course within within the year, supposedly, I guess, within the year, they'll get that credit for it. But if they only complete coding 1A, that's like a half a semester's worth, so that's a half a credit. If they complete credit classes 1A and 1B in coding, then that's a full credit. So I hope I answered your questions, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.